Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. I hope all you guys are doing good and hope you guys are doing better than me. But I'll tell you guys what happened. I got back from Georgia and went to jump in my truck because I had a couple lawns that I was behind on and it's been growing like crazy. It's raining almost every day and it overheated just a little bit into my trip and stopped, checked under the hood, and the dipstick was up like about a foot higher on oil than it should be, and it was a milky creamy color. So I either cracked a block, maybe an intake gasket, maybe a head gasket on my regular truck I use. So I said, well, fool around with that for a couple days, realized it's not going to be an easy repair. So then I jumped into my secondary truck today, my plow truck that worked just fine last time I drove it early spring. Took the salter out of it, took the plow off of it. That took half a day by myself. And then I went to hook up to the trailer and the brakes went right to the floor. Got out, and it was just streaming brake fluid. So my main truck and my backup truck went out. So I don't know. I may or may not still be in the lawn business a week from now, but that's okay. I'm here with you guys. I'm going to pray on it tonight and see what God tells me to do. And I hope he doesn't tell me that I need to hook a strap to the trailer and pull it down the road to all my jobs, because that'll suck. But it's all good, again, because I'm hanging out with you guys tonight. So I hope everyone's having a much better week than me, and hopefully all of you guys are good. So yeah, we're talking about red flag laws again, which I've been talking about on this channel probably before most of you ever knew who my channel was, right? Look, I just saw somebody out of the corner of my eye in the chat said, what's red flag laws? To sum it up, it's basically take the guns first, then due process. But hold on, that's not how due process works, is it? So therefore, there is no due process. You also don't get to face your accuser. They have a secret court meeting that's behind your back. It's called an ex parte hearing, where they can come in there and decide whether they should take your guns, which then they come in. It's called a raid. Your dog, well, he was a good dog. Hopefully, you'll see him again later in heaven, right? We actually had somebody killed before when they were woken up in the middle of the night. You know, they were a law-abiding citizen. They didn't see any reason the cops would be there. Well, somebody had red flagged them. So it's basically where somebody calls the cops and says, hey, red flag them. Take out the dog, everything. And they just kind of like do it because somebody says, somebody that's considered close to you, intimate to you. I'll get into it in a minute, but it's literally crazy. They literally flag you to law enforcement and they come and take your guns. And then like later on, you get a court hearing where you can come in and prove that you're okay, prove your innocence. There's no more presumption of innocence in this red flagging procedure. And then if they agree with you, then maybe you'll be able to get your guns back. Yeah, it's really, really scary. And they're trying to slip it into a bill right now. And this is going to be the Violence Against Women Act. Can you guys imagine that? So, of course, we're all thinking to ourselves, well, we don't want to commit violence against women, right? Well, of course, that's why they actually put that in that act, to try to get it through. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the ATF. Specifically, we have the arm braces, you know, that were designed for handicapped people and used by many people throughout this country. For some reason, the ATF thinks there's only like 2 million of them in existence. There's probably more like 40 million people or more that have arm braces. Well, they get 211,000 comments and they're like, what do we do? Well, let's double the size of the ATF. I talked about it last week, and now they're saying, well, they don't have time to do it. Look, guys, it's literally insane. First of all, it's insane because it specifically states in the Constitution that Congress makes law. Well, we have the ATF, who is law enforcement, works for the executive branch, and they're literally writing laws right now. There's nothing to be construed within the National Firearms Act or the Gun Control Act that would, quote, allow them to do it. They're actually just simply doing it, aren't they? Because I guess unless the people are willing to stand up and stop them, they consider them to be acting at the consent of the governed, right? That's what this country was all about. That the government would only be put in place to protect your rights that were endowed to you by your creator, and that they would only be there at your consent. That's literally what it says, right? The Declaration of Independence. I've heard that's hate speech now. They put like a flag on the Bill of Rights and other documents when you go to the nationalarchives.gov. So basically what happened is so many people wrote these letters in saying, no, we oppose this. We don't want this ruling. People said a lot of other stuff too. Like, trust me, they said many, many things. I think a lot of people said, let's go, Brandon, in their letters, actually, didn't they? And then all of a sudden they said, hold on, there's too many people that oppose this. Well, the answer is obvious. That should mean that the rule is not going to go through because so many people opposed it, they can't even read all the comments. But nope, they're going to take their only move, which is double down. And then if the people stand up even harder, double down again and again and again. So they just asked the court recently for more time. They need another 4 months to be able to keep reading these different letters, because the law that Congress delegated authority to them, it's called the APA, in my opinion, a completely unconstitutional law. And I would actually argue that as soon as Congress wrote that law, probably just wrote themselves out of a job. Like, why do we even need Congress anymore? When Congress says, well, we don't have time to possibly keep track of all the laws in this country, so we'll just delegate that over to all these 3-letter bureaucracy agencies that work in law enforcement, right? Yeah, that's what they did. In my opinion, we should have said, okay, fine. If you're going to do that, then we'll just get rid of Congress. Like, I think a lot of you right now, if you see what's going on, would probably actually agree with that. But nope. Just imagine that. Hold on a minute. Just imagine that. You have to get a tax stamp, okay, pursuant to the National Firearms Act of 1934. And you get pulled over on the way to the range, and they're like, oh, you have a machine gun. You have an SBR or whatever. Just remember, your pistol could be an SBR very soon, according to the ATF. And I think it's going to go through. Just because I'm not trying to be down in the dumps, guys, but I couldn't lie to you. I don't know, but I think it's going to go through. So your pistol could be an SBR soon, and they're like, well, where's your tax stamp paperwork? And you're like, well, hold on a minute. I'm going to need another 4 months for that, officer. How do you think that would go? I'll comply. Just give me 4 more months. Probably not, actually. Well, they can't even comply with their own rule that had a date on it that they were supposed to be tallying up all of the comments, sorting them out, reading them, writing up a cost analysis, all these things they have to do. They said, well, we don't have time. So instead of just dropping it, no, it's going to keep going. It's just going to take them a little bit longer to do it. So in the spirit of let's go, Brandon, hopefully you guys are getting as many brace pistols as possible. I know I've bought about 3 of them just since the new rule regulation went out. So there you go. I see Bill Camperus just became a new channel member. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thanks to Rudy Fenney, just popped up here on my screen. And all of you guys who have been channel members for so long, all of you that leave generous super chats on these streams, Patreon supporters, all the people over at Locals, I really, really appreciate you guys, because that's how I'm able to take the time to actually do this and get the stuff that costs a ton of money to be able to do my videos. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. And the rest of you guys, literally, you're supporting me just by being here, because I come back through and I read all these comments. And look, there's nuts and bolts to a channel like this. It takes money, right? But it also takes support in other ways, like literally emotional encouragement. And I read all the stuff you guys say, and I say this every week. I'm like, man, why am I even up here? We put in the good fight. We try to fight off tyranny. And what do? They double down. They just come back twice as hard. I'm like, man, is there even a fight worth, doing right now? Like, am I the only one that thinks this way? Think about that for a second. I know a lot of you guys probably feel that way. Maybe a lot of your coworkers they support the former vice president, they call him. They're like, well, hold on a minute. Ain't no one coming for your guns. I support the former vice president. And you just hang your head down and you go, oh, man, am I the only one? Like, I can't possibly save this country by myself. I know you've all said it at least once before, right? And I know better, but every Friday I'm like, man, what the heck? And then I come back and read the chat a day or two later, and I'm like, yep, we've still got a chance. I don't know how, but I'm very grateful for it. I literally probably have some of the best people like in the whole world that come in and are regulars in these Friday chats. So you guys support me more than you could possibly know, just by being you and letting me know that we still have a chance. And I really, really do thank you guys for that. John Doe just left me a super chat. Thank you. He says, can you let me know what is happening? I just came in. Did they ban anything? No, they didn't ban anything per se today, but they're in the midst of probably trying to ban everything. Look, guys, it's called red flag laws. If you don't know what they are, We're going to all need to get educated, up to speed real quick here, because I'm going to cite an article in a few minutes by my good friend John Crump, writer at AmmoLand. You know, they said literally he's probably, no, they didn't say probably, they said he is the most read author as far as guns and gun rights. So I'm going to cite his article in just a little bit. That's pretty cool. They said the most read author of all of the gun writers out there. You know, gun rights is what he focuses on, but he does some other products too. We're going to talk about this. And here's what's scary. Look, the Republicans, they never repeal anything. We were supposed to have the Hearing Protection Act. We were supposed to have national concealed carry reciprocity, right? Which is all kind of milquetoast compared to what they need to do. They need to repeal the NFA. The National Firearms Act was, at the time that it was written and signed into law, unconstitutional, has been unconstitutional ever since, and still is. Really, we need someone to grow a pair and get up there and literally say, boom, repeal the NFA. But at the very least, look, Trump was the president. Paul Ryan was the Speaker of the House. Mitch McConnell was the Senate Majority Leader. We should have been able to just literally look at a menu and say, well, here's 12 things that Second Amendment supporters, God-given rights supporters that are protected by the Second Amendment. People, what do you guys want? Let's try to pass 3 this time, 2 or 3 the next time. But no, they didn't do that. See, Republicans can never actually get anything done. All they can do at the very, very most is just play like a real half-baked defense. And now we're seeing with this red flag bill, it's called the Violence Against Women Act. Yeah, it's really shady what they're doing here. And it's a shame. And look, if you're a guy, you should be appalled by this. And if you're a woman, you should be especially appalled by this. How patronizing is it to all the women? And shout out to all the women in the chat. I seriously have not only the best looking, but like the most patriotic and awesome women ever that hang out in this chat. How patronizing. Let me know in the chat. Let us all know what you guys think. How patronizing is it to women, okay, who enjoy their God-given rights just as much as men? Some women I know are actually better shooters than a lot of men I know. It's actually true. Guys, I hate to say it. It's actually true. A lot of women that have served in the military, all these things, that they're going to patronize you by saying, oh, we need to protect the little women here, the little ladies, and then sneak in something called gun control? I don't think so. I don't think so. I just saw Jane Locke in here in Ting Ting. Do you guys need a Violence Against Women Protection Act to save your little dainty girly? Dude, these women, they can take care of themselves. Trust me. Look, the American people, I've said this before, we're all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It doesn't matter what gender you are, what color you are. None of that matters. If you have those things, that's literally all you need. And if the government is instituted amongst men and it's there only for the one purpose to protect those rights, you're going to be okay as long as those rights are defended and protected. But instead what they're doing is they're trying to pass this Violence Against Women Act with tons and tons of like draconian gun control mixed in there, right? And it's really, really bad. And here's the problem. The Republicans, I was kind of talking about them a second ago. Not only are they like doing a half-baked job of trying to stop it like they usually do, kind of, sort of, maybe. No, there's actually key Republican senators that support this. It's already passed the House of Representatives. We're going to pull this article up in just a minute. I'm just kind of seeing who's in the chat right now for a minute first, if you guys don't mind. I like to hang out with you guys, you know. But, yeah, a lot of Republicans in the House went over and voted with the Democrats for this. And now we have a couple key senators who had kind of been spearheading this to go through. Now, we're going to see that John talked to one of them, and she's kind of backing off. So this is going to be one of those. You need to call the senator, write the senator, pound your senators, and literally get on them and let them know. You're a Republican? That doesn't mean anything. You know, it's called primaries. There's primaries coming up. And we need to remember that. And you need to remind your senator of that. Like, literally. Especially if they're a Republican, right? We've got RP Talk with a super chat. Thanks, man. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And a channel member. He says, fight like hell. No, we literally have to fight like hell because we can never, ever, ever let this become a communist country. Because if we do, we're literally never, ever, ever going to get it back. Like, literally. And I was going to read this earlier, but I'm going to read it right now. Now, I don't like everything he said and did, and I know that he didn't even write his own speeches, but this wasn't a Ronald Reagan speech, okay? So whoever wrote this is who I'll credit it to because, again, I know Reagan didn't write his own speeches. But he wrote this in 1967, January 5th, and this speech goes on to talk about the degradation of rights and how freedom can go extinct. And it says, perhaps you and I have lived too long with this miracle to properly be appreciative. Think about that. Perhaps you and I have lived too long with this miracle to properly be appreciative. We better start appreciating this government that was set up by our founding fathers. Because I'll tell you what, we lose it, we're not going to get it back. Red flag laws passed, it literally demolishes half of the Bill of Rights and the 14th Amendment. In other words, yeah, America's kind of sort of over in a way if you think about it. Just think about that. Demolishes half the Bill of Rights. That's what red flag laws do. And they're about to pass with the Republicans' help. So that's why this rings true. In 1960s, it was a tumultuous time. And I would argue right now, times are even more tumultuous. But he wrote this, or his speechwriter did. He said, perhaps you and I have lived too long with this miracle to properly be appreciative. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. And those in world history who have known freedom, then lost it, have never known it again. Now, look, that should be something very inspiring, and I think that's absolutely 100% spot on. That means fight like hell. That means let's go, Brandon. That means many, many things, doesn't it? But I've always drawn a little bit of inspiration from that quote, and I sincerely hope some of you guys do. You can't just forget about it. If you forget about it and don't teach it to your children, how are they going to teach it to their children's children? Look, all of us are getting old. We're getting older every day. If it skips a generation where people don't know any freedom, the people won't know any better, and they'll never know it again. At least not in their lifetime. They say maybe in 1,000 years something like this could come again. Maybe, maybe not. Rudy Finney with the super chat. Thanks, man. Yeah, I did hear about that. That Guns CEO donating to the former vice president, they call him, his garbage. I did hear about that. And I heard about it just before I started the stream tonight. But there you go. We've talked about this before. There's often people. Look, there's Republicans in the Senate right now that are trying to not only vote for, but fast track red flag laws that go through in this Violence Against Women Act. Yeah. Max Shot with a super chat. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. With a super chat, he says, just notice the hat. Hope you're not putting those pews on a stick and tying a string to the trigger. You guys like the hat? I don't know. I had it sitting over here. I said, I'm going to put on this hat. It just reminded me of the whole Let's Go Brandon thing. By the way, the former vice president was in Howell, Michigan earlier in the week. We'll talk about that in a little bit, right? John Strieber says, right here with you, brother. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate you, man. There's a lot of people here with you. There are. You guys are talking about Scott Williams. A friend is teaching his children to shoot. And the 9-year-old daughter was better than the 16 and 15-year-old boys. Well, awesome, awesome. And hopefully with their love of guns, they're learning about the Second Amendment. They're looking about our natural rights that were endowed by our Creator. And we're going to rely on that little 9-year-old girl, aren't we? Literally, she's the hope for America and all of our 9-year-olds. And my 9-year-old daughter, too. And those 16 and 15-year-old boys. Don't for one minute think that you can just like leave this stuff out. They're literally not teaching this stuff in schools anymore whatsoever. Like the Bill of Rights, any of it. Maybe a little bit, kind of, sort of, but not like you'd think. So don't take anything for granted with these young people. Trust me on this. And I think you guys know what you're talking about. You guys know what's going on. Flying Rich with a super chat. What's happening, man? How you doing? Shout out to the Flying Rich channel. He says, let's go, Brandon. Look, there's finally a way people can actually say it where they... Susan Wiki, they call her, right? Susan's kind of mad at me right now. And I'm going to explain some of the new things, the onerous things that they're adding to this potential Violence Against Women Act, where it's actually a twist on red flag laws. They're going to make them worse than they already are in some of the states, right? Susan Wiki, they call her. I brought her down to Georgia. Left her in the truck during my live stream there and during my local stream. She wasn't too happy. The edges of her even got bent a little bit. Susan Wiki might be able to red flag me by the time this is said and done. What's happening? Linda says, let's go, Brandon. See, I knew I could count on her for a nice name there. Heck yeah. Yeah, you should have gone to Howell to say hi, actually. I bet your aunt and uncle were right there. I'll tell you guys that about in a second. The former vice president, did you guys see that? It's a little town called Howell, Michigan. Some of you watching right now literally live there. But it's called Howell, Michigan. The former vice president decided to show up, and I think it was kind of funny, to be honest. America the Free with the super chat. 556, he says. Thanks, man. Now, I don't know if you had a comment to go along with it or if you're just offering, a little bit of support, but if you did leave a comment with that, man, I'll try to find it here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, you didn't have to do that. I didn't mean for you to leave another super chat. I just meant I'll try to find your comment. He forgot. F the former vice president. Yeah, AKA Let's Go Brandon. Now, there might be one person out here because I ran into someone in real life yesterday. They didn't know what it meant. So if anyone's wondering what it meant, don't type all the words in or Susan will get a hold of it and won't let your message go through. But fill anyone in if they don't know what it means. But I'm sure you guys might know by now. But it's a new way to say the former vice president, right? There you go. Band Talk's letting people know. Oh, man. How's it going, Fred? Nice to see you, man. Jack Porton in the USSR, they are teaching the kids to assemble AKs. I'm not a fan of commies, but there's something to be said about that. Well, yeah, because they're utilitarian people and they're hell-bent, aren't they? Literally, guys, look, this is evil. Communism's evil, always has been, always will be. Literally. Just like Chairman Mao, remember him? He said, all political power comes from the barrel of a gun. And he literally meant it. With widespread famine, executions, anyone that dissented from the party, right? They don't know how many people died. We'll never, ever know. And all those people were very special people, and they loved their family just as much as you do. Just think about that. They say probably 50 million people minimum under Mao alone. Then you factor in Stalin, Lenin, the Reich that was supposed to last 1,000 years. Yeah, lucky America came in because Britain was getting its butt kicked pretty darn good, weren't they? The whole rest of the world was. Nothing against German people at all. Again, good people live in every country in the world, always have, but we'd all be speaking German right now, wouldn't we? Evil literally will always prevail when good men do nothing. And look, there's a lot of gun owners right now that don't even know what a red flag law is. And that's kind of scary. Meanwhile, the Soviet kids, I guess the Soviet Union's technically over. We'll say the Russians, for lack of a better word. Look, none of this is over. It's alive and well. Actually, it's alive and well in this country right now. Look at all the mostly peaceful protests that happened last year, right? So meanwhile, they're teaching their kids how to put AKs together, aren't they? Yeah. Where we have to watch what we say. We have to watch how they talk. I mean, don't even dare be a ticked off mom at a school board meeting. You would actually be elevating to the highest threat, they say, in the federal government, right? Do you remember that when they said Merrick Garland, he's a moderate. We need to push him through onto the Supreme Court. Do you guys remember that? They didn't put him in, luckily. Now he's the Attorney General. And I can't tell the difference between him and some of these other leaders we just talked about a couple minutes ago. Ticked off school board moms, letting them know, look, this is my kid. This is my kid's body. You answer to us. You work for the consent of the people. They've said are now the number one threat. But don't worry. Once this red flag law goes through, then all the gun owners will be the number one threat. Trust me on that. Marco Polo with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He says, evening. Thanks for your hard work. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks, dude. That means a lot to me. But yeah, dude, listen, think about it. So the former vice president, I'm going to get into the red flag laws in 1 second. I just see lots of, let's go Brandon in the chat right now. So the former vice president, he comes to hell. He's talking about infrastructure, right? Yeah, even though we know what the infrastructure bill literally includes almost everything you can possibly think of besides building bridges and roads. We're going to build one bridge. We're going to build one road, it says. And then we're going to go after guns. We're going to go after freedom of speech. We're going to try to promote gender studies, all these types of things. But as long as they build one bridge, it's infrastructure, right? So he comes in there, and he's in Howell, Michigan. Now, there's hundreds of people lining the streets, chanting, let's go, Brandon. They've got the flags that say, basically a version of Let's Go Brandon on them, right? A lot of them say Trump 2020, Trump 2024. Hundreds of people lining the street there in Howell, right? Then the former vice president rolls in. The first thing he says is, I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize Cuban and Abinadash under pressure. And then everyone claps. And you can literally hear it like, there was 20 people. So then he responds back. He responded back to all the Let's Go Brandon, right? And this is what reminds me of our friend John Crump in the chat. They said, John Crump, the most read gun writer in the whole world. And it's true. And then the former vice president chimes in. He goes, yeah, they can have their signs and they can say that. But I had 81 million people vote for me. The most popular, just keep this in mind, guys, when you're thinking about all this right now, because this is the former vice president's number one agenda. He's literally telling Congress, you need to get this passed or else. This Violence Against Women Act with the red flag laws and many other things. So he gets up there and he says, I am the most popular of all time. 81 million votes. Now he's in Howell, Michigan. There's maybe 19, maybe 20 people. I think it was 19 to be specific in front of him. Truman and Abinadash under pressure. 20 people. Meanwhile, all you can hear up and down the streets, they're like a half a mile down the street yelling, let's go Brandon, right? It's true. Well, here's the thing, guys. Susan Wiki has said, Susan Wiki, the Associated Press, and Time Magazine came out with an article that we can cite here on YouTube. They said, look, the most popular and the most fortified of all time. So there you go. The most popular and fortified of all time was there in Howell, Michigan. Hundreds of people protesting him. 20 people just like, what do they call it? The golf clap? I've never been golfing before, but the slow golf clap. It's true. It's true. Some of you guys might have been there. I was in an undisclosed location watching it myself. MaxShot62 with a generous super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it, dude. He says, that shot of you posted on Locals is on me, brother. Everyone keep exercising your 2A rights as often as you can. And they may try to pull the dog's teeth, but they'll never control the dog, and they know it. Yeah, seriously, dude. That's a good analogy. They're going to try to pull the dog's teeth. Here's the thing, though. Red flag law, just make sure your dog's in order, guys. Look, I know a lot of you guys, I mean, the dog's a man's best friend, right? Just watch your dog during the red flag. Here's what he's talking about, guys. And look, Locals, totally free to join, okay? You can support over there if you want. It's no different than this chat. You can watch the chat. You can watch the stream, right? Totally free. Or you can leave a super chat. Over there, it's the same thing. I might post like 1 or 2 things a month that are for the supporters, because that's who I try to do my giveaways with and stuff, is people who are supporting on Patreon, channel members, Locals. But yeah, it's really cool over there. So I posted this video that I just can't post on YouTube, right, Max Shot? So it's not that I'm being bold to you guys. I literally can't post it. If I would have posted it there, they would have taken it down, given the channel a strike, and probably nuked it. So I posted a video with like 3 awesome deals the other day, like literally awesome deals. Gave you guys the links how to get right to them. And the one deal was seriously so good that it was gone within like an hour. So hopefully some of you guys over there got to see that. I want to share it with as many of you guys as possible. And you're all invited to come over to Locals. The link's down in the description of this video. And it's literally just this simple. I cannot post stuff here that I can there. And I want to right now to tell you guys like about some awesome deals that I know of. Can't do it. You cannot promote a place that sells certain things on YouTube. You literally can't. And here's the other thing. Tomorrow night, I'll be over there. I'll be doing a live stream for about an hour, and I'll be touching guns the whole entire time. It's completely allowed, and it's actually preferred. All the people over on Locals that watch those streams, they keep asking me, man, keep bringing more guns up to your shop to show. So that's the deal, guys. But yeah, it was literally like an awesome deal. I hope some of you guys got that. That shotgun, I mean, it was like really, really good. Best I've seen in years. Bill Camperus, there you go. You don't have to take my word for it. He's saying Locals is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah. And for all you gluten intolerant people, it's actually better than that, right? Let me catch up on the chat real quick here. I'm going to go over and share my screen. Let's go through this John Crump article a little bit on Ammo Land, because this whole Violence Against Women Act, red flag laws, it's not sitting very well with me, because The junior senator from Iowa, her name's Joni Ernst. Okay, you got Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst over there in Iowa. Now, if you live in Iowa, get a hold of your senator. If you don't live in Iowa, get a hold of Joni Ernst anyways. And other ones, because there's Republicans that are literally trying to fast track this through as fast as they can. There you go. There's Alan 350. He knows what he's talking about. That was a great deal, and it was. And there was some other good deals too. Like literally awesome. And I left the links right there for you guys, okay? Literally right there. And I can't do it here, and it just sucks. I'm on YouTube right now. I love all you guys. I love being here. It's not that. I just have to post other stuff other places. Pillbox Bunker, you're not loco to go to locals. There you go. You're not loco, so you're not crazy, guys. There you go. Jane Locke, what did you think of that former vice president? Where's Jane in here? Remember I said good-looking women that you wouldn't want to mess with? You wouldn't want to mess with her at all. Trust me. Not even a little bit. But let's see what they're going to do. I know you guys said this earlier, so I'll go back and read it. You don't have to clack it all out again, but I'm wondering what the women think of that. What do real women think of that? Oh, we need to have some little lady law that's going to go through and ban guns? That's funny, because we have how many millions of new gun owners in the last year, and the vast majority of them are actually women? Seriously, think about this. Where's the pulse on society right now? Something's going to happen, guys. It's going to have to happen. You can't just keep having this where, let's just put this into perspective. I promise we're going to get to this article. I'm just reading some of your chat right now, and you guys are kind of putting a lot of this into perspective for me because you guys are really smart people, obviously. So hold on a minute. What's going to happen, guys? Do you guys have enough food and water for the winter? I'm actually being serious. Do you have enough ammunition? Do you have firearms? Do you have a safe place for your dog? Because how long can we keep doing this? The number one new demographic to the gun market is women, okay? And I don't like to talk about race because I don't care what the heck color you guys are. Doesn't matter to me whatsoever. You're cool or you're not. You're a patriot or you're not. You're infringing on my rights or you're not. Other than that, it doesn't matter. We're just people. But the number one new gun owner is probably somebody with tan, brown, or black skin, or a woman. Literally, that's what it says. So now they're going to come through and do this patronizing Violence Against Women's Protection Act. That seems real smart, doesn't it? I don't know. Now, look, it doesn't have to affect you to get you mad. I'm not a woman, and it's ticking me off that they're putting that in there. And then think about it. They said the most popular, and I would note, according to Time magazine they're called, the most fortified of all time came in there. We just call him the former vice president, right? The former vice president. Let's go, Brandon. He comes into Howell, Michigan at a union hall. Look, I don't even know any union that endorsed him, but he comes in there. They said 20 people, fine, whatever. I don't want to nitpick. I counted 19 people were there. You looked out there. National pressure. Yeah, okay. Hundreds of people lying on the streets chanting, let's go, Brandon. How long can the most popular and most fortified just literally sit there? Because here's what he said. He literally said, they asked him, I think it was Anderson Cooper on CNN, when the former vice president was running for president. And he said, so some people say you're coming for our guns. Are you coming for the guns? And he said, bingo, if it's an assault weapon. And then we learned later on that you're Taurus G2C. Shout out to all the Taurus people out here, by the way. Taurus people. I'm probably the biggest Taurus person there ever was. Besides some of you guys, your Taurus G2C. 12 rounds. Awesome gun, by the way. My brother, he's getting his first handgun, okay? Taurus G3. That's what I recommended to him. Taurus G3. I had one sent to the local FFL. When he gets a chance, he's going to go fill out his paperwork. Your Taurus G2C, though. 12 rounds. That's an assault weapon to this. I almost said this man. Family-friendly channel, and I want to keep it family-friendly. I don't know if my daughter's in bed yet, and I'm a pretty strict dad with the type of language I like my daughter to use, and kind of old-fashioned. Big proponent of the First Amendment. But under the First Amendment and life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, people have the right to decide what type of language they want their kids to hear. So we'll just call him the former vice president. As soon as I think of this thing, I think of all these different names. But he said, bingo, I am coming after your guns, and he's actually doing it pretty darn quick. He's doing it quick, isn't he, John Crump? I don't know if John's still in here right now, but he's with us in spirit. If not, John's probably out there writing an article right now, or maybe getting his kids to bed, one of the two. Ron Wayne, there he is. What's happening, Ron Wayne? Ron Wayne and Misty Wayne. Oh, yeah. I think tomorrow night, remind me, tomorrow night over on the local stream, I'm going to give a couple of these away. And by the way, I'm not going to really do it tonight too much, but I've got a whole trunk full of swag from the recent Ivy 88 range day. So all of you have been supporting me. Just stay tuned. I got to get through the next week, figure out how I can get one of my trucks to run, right? And then I'll be there. You guys will have a bunch of cool stuff. So we got some cool stuff, but these are awesome. My baby girl totally loves hers, and I mean, how could you not? Lamy, obviously, right? Ron Wayne, Misty Wayne, where's John Crump? Go find him for me here. All right. I'm not good at using this software yet, guys. Let me find the tab. And I'm going to pull up this article, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. It's called the Violence Against Women Act, otherwise known as red flag laws. All right, we got it right there. Let me get over here. So Senator Hyde Smith, she was one of the ones that was actually initially on the fence / supporting this to go through. And John Crump, AmmoLand, reached out to her. And now, and this is where I think, guys, look, I'm not just yelling around saying the sky's falling, even though it is actually falling. I don't need to say that. I don't want to insult your intelligence. Of course the sky's falling. The most popular... Hi, Susan. The most popular and fortified of all time had 20 people, 19 doing the golf clap, okay? Obviously, this guy's falling. But this is something that actually is right on the cusp. It's imminent as we speak, okay? That's what I said on the title. Is it imminent? It actually kind of is. But this is right there on the cusp. I mean, literally, just by bringing it to her attention, letting people know that the AmmoLand readers, we're going to have her on the record. We just had Senator Cindy Hyde Smith come back and back off a little bit. So it says Senator Cindy Hyde Smith has taken a stance against the anti-gun provisions and the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act, otherwise known as HR 1620. When I'm done, I'm going to leave a link to this in the description, because when you call your senator, you're going to want to tell them HR 1620 that's passed by the House heading over to the Senate. It just makes it more likely that your comment will be heard if you take 2 seconds to tell them the proper HR number, okay? It says the senator does want to see the VAWA pass, but without all the anti-gun sections of the bill. Look, it's called poison pill. This is what's going on, guys. I'm not a politician, but I know how this works. I'm never going to be a politician either. So don't ask me to run, guys. Don't ask me to run for politics. I'm not gonna, okay? So basically, it's called a poison pill. Like, who wouldn't vote for something that's against violence of women? Well, obviously not. And that makes the senators kind of get like a bad name. Like, you voted against this Violence Against Women Protection Act? Well, here's the thing. You need to let your Republican senators know that they need to get that anti-gun provision out of there, because of course they want what's in the best interest of women. Like, how not? Like, everybody has a mother and loves her more than anything at the very least. Of course we all love women. But what they're doing is, and this is where we call it, it's dirty politics, in my opinion, quite frankly. Sneaking in gun control, draconian gun control in the Violence Against Women Act. So what you need to call your senator, especially Republican senators, and convince them of is, get the gun control parts out of there, and then we'll be all for it. Look, we've always been all for it. This bill has gone through and passed numerous times, but hasn't passed since 2018 because they've been slipping in gun control the whole time, right? You know what I'm saying? Clover Tag, by the way, talk to Susan again this week. Hold on, back off. What's he saying? Hold on, Clover. He says, she said to tell her, hey, she plans on taking you up on that offer for dinner and a movie scene. Oh, well, thanks, man. Geez, that's okay. We're still friends, Clover. Clover Tech channel. Shout out to his channel, by the way. He put out some really good stuff. And his new channel, if you guys want to, let me see if I can grab a link. His GunTuber Academy. I want to shout out that channel too. The Clover Tech channel, look, he's a good dude. He's been a friend of the channel. He's helped out the channel a lot, and I want to thank him for that. And you know how he's helped out the channel a lot? We're going to get back into the red flag law, but this matters. Yeah, he got a hold of people at YouTube when they incorrectly nuked my stream, demonetized the channel. But how he's really been helping me, and I'm going to get a hold of him in a couple days, is just we've talked through this stuff, and look, you got to play the game. We're just going through and trying to find out, what we can do on here, and he's actually trying to. I don't want to say too much, but some of this is already available on his channel, okay? The GunTuber Academy. He's actually in the process of working with people who are trying to pull back a few of these, we'll just call them restrictions on here that just don't make any sense. So that's what I really like to thank you for. Not just what you've done for me, but for all of the GunTubers. So hopefully we can do a little more content here, because this is where you guys like to be. And, it'd be nice to be able to show all this on here. But in the meantime, I'm on locals doing stuff so that they don't kick me off of this platform, right? So I really appreciate it, guys, for all of you guys in here with these super chats. Let me catch a couple here before they go away. So what's going on is we got a couple Republicans. They're right on the fence, guys. They literally are. They're right there. So I think this is something we need to get involved and take a few minutes out of our day over the weekend here and pound some of these Republican senators and just remind them, look, we're all for women. Sneaking red flag laws in and other things, no, that's not acceptable. And you can mention that to them. It's perfectly okay. Don't threaten them physically or anything, but you can threaten them, like, as far as with a primary, and say, and if you don't get the gun control pulled out of this, I will look to see who's running against you in a primary. That's perfectly acceptable. That's actually a very polite thing to say to them, isn't it? Zach Carr with Toxic Patch Co. What's happening, man? We're working on getting a new order in from them, and when we do, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff to give away to you guys. I ordered a stack. Tell them, Zach. I ordered a stack of patches. We're working on getting them. There's so many shortages across the whole world right now. It's crazy. So we'll be getting those in due time, and I have a ton of cool stuff to give away to you guys. He says, I want a hat. This isn't available at my merch store or anything. I think I just bought this like online somewhere. I can't actually remember where, but I do like the hat. It says Susan's messing with my thing a little bit. I'm looking up here. You can see it. The signal reduced just a little bit. It's okay. Guys, if you watched me when I was down in Georgia, I left her in the truck for 2 days. Okay? Yeah. You Southern boys, do you remember how hot it was in Georgia last weekend? She's resilient, though. She's still here somehow. Is that a good or a bad thing? What do you think, John Krupp? She's still here. She just got locked in the pickup truck for 2 days. John Crump, thanks for the super chat, man. He says, I'm still here, just installing night sights on a Glock 43X. Nice, dude. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Yeah, let's talk about that. I want to talk to you this weekend, Clover, about a couple other things, but I want to talk about that GunTuber Academy. That's going to help a lot of you guys with gun channels out there. It's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome channel. I mean, it already is, actually. Speaking of awesome channels, are you kidding me? Look at this. This is one of my favorite channels on all of YouTube. I've been catching your streams throughout the last week, man, on the replay. So I listen to them like a podcast. Band Talk with the generous super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I would never ask for help, but you don't know how much that helps me right now. Look, I try to live a responsible life. I'm a small business. I do it by myself. I drive older vehicles, I get it. One's older than the other. But knowing that, I keep a backup truck. Started dumping coolant into the crankcase. Ditched the one truck. Got the other one ready. Went to back it up to the trailer. Brake line blew on it. Yeah, you guys know how brake lines go. You don't just do it in 5 minutes. It's going to be an all-day ordeal, so I appreciate it, man. He says, struggle often is just an opportunity to remind ourselves of how capable we are. I know. And I'm not being corny, guys. I'm really not. I'm just being honest with you. It's not been the best last couple days, but I'm going to pray on it. This could be the worst thing that ever happened to me, or the best, or maybe anywhere in between. Like I said, I just hope God doesn't tell me to hook that trailer up to like a bridle and have to pull it down the street. You know what I'm saying? No, dude, it's not bad news, Clover. Actually, there's just a couple things, Well, with Susan, you know what I'm saying? If you don't got to work out a truck, you don't have a real truck. Yeah, I know. No, they're good trucks, and they've served me well. It's tough. Things have been upside down for the small business. I'm just going to say in Michigan, I know struggles are real all across this country. Things have been upside down the last year and a half. They really have been. And a lot of small businesses have gone completely under. So I get it. A lot of people are doing a lot worse than me, but the struggle's been real the last couple of years here. It really has been. But yeah, no, I have a little issue, Clover, I want to talk about, but actually I want to talk about some positive news stuff. And like I said, I want to talk to you about that GunTuber Academy. I'm kind of excited about that. I've been watching that channel and waiting for it to get a little bit established where there's a little bit of a library, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be shouting it out on my channel. Well, I already am right now, but I want to do some more stuff to get that channel going because there's a lot of people. I want as many of you possible to start gun channels. All of you guys that have gun channels out there or any type of channel, just keep up the good work. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's really, really hard, but it's easy if you're having fun. Here's how it works. You have to work hard to have a channel. You do. And you're going to deal with trolls. For some reason, I've never had a troll on my channel. I don't know why, but a lot of people deal with trolls, and stuff. But look, if you're having fun doing it, it won't seem like work. Now, you'll look back in hindsight, and you'll say, I filled up a 16 terabytes worth of hard drives and then edited all of it over the last 2 years. Well, that's a lot of work, but it didn't seem like it because you were having fun the whole time. And look, we need the more of us, the better. Look, they said the most popular and fortified of all time. Well, that means we need to step up our game. And the more of us possibly can need to just get the word out. And it's just literally, you need to get the word out while you still can. And we still can right now. We have a lot of platforms where we can still talk about a lot of stuff, don't we? The GD Bacon with the super chat, 223. He's been a 243 guy in the fast, a 270 guy. I think he's getting ready for his loadout. He's going to the 223 for maximum round capacity. He says, how long until AFT makes Arby's a machine gun? That's probably, he jinxed us, guys. When the Arby's machine gun comes through here, we're going to be able to blame the GD Bacon. No, that's already on the list. John Crump read me some of his leaks, actually. Yeah, he read me some of his leaks. The Arby's machine gun is coming out pretty soon. The Arby's curly fries, don't get them too close to the trigger. Mr. ATF agent, there was no reason to shoot my dog. I was just eating some Arby's when I was out at the range. Nope, the curly fry fell too close to the trigger. Right? I'm joking. Kind of. I'm kind of joking, maybe a little bit. Mike McClin with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He said, what year is your plow truck? Got a complete set of brake lines for a full-size 2001 Chevy long bed. It's a 2005 GMC Sierra 2500 diesel that broke the brake line, and it's a 98 GMC 2500 with the 5.7 350 that's spilling coolant into the crankcase. So there you go. Clover Tech with a super chat. Thanks, man. SHOT Show registration is open. I'm all signed up, and many others too. You going? Maybe. It'd be a long walk to the airport. Let me see if I can get my trucks fixed so I'm not walking. And if I can get myself on the road, sounds like a fun idea. Hopefully it's a go. Hopefully SHOT Show's a go. But yeah, thanks for inviting me, man. I will let you know on that. I'll let you know on that. I'm trying to stay in a good mood tonight. Not been the best day. Trolls love me. Oh, you've never had a troll on your channel, have you? I don't think so. We're gonna get to this article, but you guys have such good comments here. Jim Falcone, it could be a head gasket, it could be an intake gasket. I know they're kind of known for that. I don't know, man. The engine ran so good too until all of a sudden it didn't. Isn't that how it usually goes? It ran so good until all of a sudden it didn't. Bill Camper is channel member. I know he's over on Locals as well. He's all over the place. Patreon. And a generous super chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, dude. And did you have a chat to go with that? If you did, don't super chat me again. I'll try to keep my eye out, okay? If you can find that, maybe Linda or one of you guys, if his chat got missed. I know sometimes Susan gets a little gung-ho as you're trying to type the chat that goes with the super chat. It just kind of like, right? You guys know what I'm saying. So thanks for the super chat, dude. I appreciate it. All right, Linda with the GunTuber Academy. There you go. Might be interesting for all you guys actually to go check it out. But tell your gun channel friends. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it, man. Dale Konya, Long Drive Home by Lake St. Clair. It's a little bit of a drive. threaded for my pleasure as a Michigan guy. What's happening, man? I've had a bad day too. Love you, brother. God bless you all. Well, I hope you're doing better tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's a new day. We all have bad days. It's okay. I was going to come on here tonight and be like, I don't have a care in the world, but I just don't want to lie to you guys. I couldn't do it even if I did want to, you know? KMI Building. How's it going, man? Common sense. Let's go, Brandon. Let's get back to this article real quick here. So Cindy Hyde-Smith. So AmmoLand interviewed her. She said she does want it to pass, which I wouldn't mind it passing if they can get the gun control out. And it says, well, some of the other Republicans have not been quite as transparent with their intent. So John got her on the record, said there, and this is a quote from her, Senator Hyde-Smith, said, there's a reason VAWA hasn't been reauthorized since 2018, namely the unwillingness of Democrats to abandon contentious provisions on gun control and other issues that distract from the true mission of protecting women. I agree. Literally, women, if you're just joining, sound off. Let me know what you guys think about this. And I'll go back and read all the chat. So you guys have the benefit of being able to see it all in real time. There's only one of me. I'm on a different screen reading this article right now. But yeah, Senator Hyde-Smith says she's all about the true mission of protecting women, but not when there's draconian red flags and gun control in there. It's just wrong. It's a dirty political move, but hey, dirty politician. I think I just repeated myself, didn't I? Now, here's the interesting part, okay? So anti-gun groups have used the title of the bill to try to push gun control through the Senate, disguised as a bill to help women. There you go. That's what Crump's saying. Me and Crump are on the same page here. All of us are, right? We need to be if we're not. Both Republicans and Democrats are against violence against women, but large chunks of the bill do nothing to protect women. The bill has been one of the centerpieces of the former vice president's gun crime prevention strategy. The bill has several anti-gun provisions built into the language. Some Republicans seem okay with compromising away the rights of their gun-owning base. Now, according to Politico's huddle, I don't like Politico, but hey, she needs to get on the record with AmmoLand or somewhere and clarify this. This is who you guys need to call right now, by the way. You need to call, voicemail, call during business hours, email, carry your pigeon. I'll walk to her office in Iowa. So those of you having a bad day, bad couple days like me, we're going to get there and we'll walk. So you guys remember Forrest Gump? That'll be me, and you guys will be all, behind me, and we'll all walk to Senator Joni Ernst's office in the great state of Iowa. Anyone from Iowa out there? You need to especially call her. And your friends, and your friends' friends. Ernst told Huddle, this is this Politico's Huddle. Let me back up. Ernst, the Republican of Iowa, is ready to pass the bill with the anti-gun provisions intact, and Ernst is the lead GOP negotiator for talks on the VAWA with the Democrats. So as it pertains to this specific bill, she's the most powerful person in the Republican Senate for this bill. That's what this means. So her and all of your other Republican senators, Joe Manchin, maybe Kirsten Sinema too, okay? I'll call them just because, but I'm not going to expect anything from the lovely Debbie Stabenow, they call her, right? And many other things, right, Jane Locke? What do they call her? Stabenow and Peters, Gary Peters in Michigan. They're going to vote for this thing no matter what. They're anti-gun. They'll vote to ban every gun in existence if that bill was put in front of them. So this is one where we need to be calling these Republicans, especially Joni Ernst. So here's what she told Politico's Huddle. Ernst told Huddle that she sees a path forward with the VAWA, including on firearms provisions, which have held up negotiations for years. They quote her again. I think we found a potential solution on that, she told Huddle. Without additional details, we're just running the traps, she said. What does that exactly mean? Say, you had Senator Hyde-Smith before. We weren't quite so sure. It's called political talk. It's called doublespeak. It's called all kinds of things, right? So we need to get Joni Ernst to come on the record and say, nope, I'm not for it. And here's what we're going to talk about right here. These sections that are within this Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act that should be concerning to all of you. Because being a law-abiding citizen doesn't quite mean what it used to mean. It can actually mean that somebody that has beef with you could literally, do you guys remember this? That's how I started the stream. It's called Take the Guns First, then Due Process, they call it. Which is just a joke because that's not what due process means. You have the presumption of innocence, right? You have to be indicted by a grand jury. You have the right to face your accuser. No, they have an ex parte hearing when you get red flagged, meaning you don't get invited to it and you don't even know about it until they've already come into your home. Maybe you let them in. Maybe you didn't let them in because you're like, what the heck? Why is somebody beating on my door? The dog's barking at the door. Like I said, this is where, fortunately, stuff like this can be the demise of your dog or whatnot. I mean, it literally has happened, right? So, and you're like, what's going on? Well, we're taking the guns. Don't worry, you'll have a hearing later where you can come back and prove that you're not a threat or whatever the accusation was. And it's just not due process. Look, if somebody's like beating their wife, assault and battery is already a crime. We already have laws on the books for that, right? Yeah, obviously. All of these terrible things that, and look, I get it. There's husbands that beat their wives. There's terrible things that happen. There's wives that beat their husbands too. Actually, that happens too sometimes, doesn't it? It's already illegal. Just like with gun control. Oh, we need to pass this Gun Prevention Safety Act. Oh, except for every bad deed you could possibly do with a gun or without a gun, because people use blunt objects in hands and feet more than what the former vice president wants to call assault rifles. Blunt objects, hands, and feet are used more than what they call assault rifles. Don't forget that. But all these malfeasance that bad people do with firearms, it's already illegal to do what they're doing anyways, right? Same thing. Domestic violence, things like that. Of course I don't want domestic violence. Who would possibly want that? That's already illegal anyways. And there's already tons and tons and tons of laws on the books that they can prosecute some of those, right? Yeah. Maybe actually arrest some bad people for once. I don't know. So let's go over here and look at what we going on. What's happening, Shojas from Michigan? How's it going, man? I was talking about Michigan and this guy popped up. All right. Look, there's some good people in here. But I did see a couple Texans. So I have to shout out about 5 Michiganders for every Texan. Why? Well, they're from Texas, obviously. Now, shout out to the people in Texas. Ooh, did I just say that? It's always been a thing. And if you're from Texas, you're embracing what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying. I don't want to quite call you guys cocky. What should I call them? Should I call them cocky or should I call them Texans? All right, I'll just stop repeating myself. What's happening, Rick Nieper? Good Michigan guy. How's it going, man? Here we go. Speaking of good women, I just thought I saw it at the corner of my eye. The chat kind of skipped past me just for a second here. I saw Lizette Ortiz in the house. What's happening? There you go. No, these are truly un-American red flag laws, like completely and utterly. All right. So here's some of the sections against this Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act that are the most concerning to gun owners. Section 102 includes federal grants to fund firearm seizures. So this is basically where they're going to say, all right, we're going to allow this to be a states' rights issue, but bribe states with a ton of money, right? So, yeah, that's what they do. So we've got that. We've got Section 801 and 802 includes a new form of red flag gun confiscation order and a new and expanded misdemeanor gun bans. So right now, generally speaking, and there's other things, too, but generally, like, felons are what's called prohibited people, okay? Do they still have the right to keep and bear arms as endowed by their creator? Yes. However, due to different statutes, the government is going to do their best, if they catch them, obviously, to physically prevent them from being able to have a gun in their hand, okay? That's what we mean by prohibited. Does it mean that prohibited people don't have guns? Of course it doesn't mean that. I mean, look at all of these gangs that run around the country. Obviously. So all it means is it becomes illegal to own a gun if you're prohibited or confiscated. Now, it's generally felons, right? And you'll also have people that are like fugitives of law, dishonorably discharged from the armed services. While not technically being a felony, it kind of is a felony when it comes to the right to keep and bear arms, and big air quotes. You still have the right, but they're going to try to take away your right to freely exercise it, okay? So there you go. Now they're going to expand that to other levels of misdemeanors. And we'll go through this list in just 1 second here. Gray Man with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, with all the tyranny, I'm very curious as to what will be the last straw. It has to be close, right? I know, and I talked about that earlier. I'm not trying to branch off on the topic. Guys, look, I don't have any scripts for these streams at all. They're all organic. But I keep going back to what happened in Howell, Michigan the other day. They said 20 people. I think it was 19 people, slow golf clap. He got up there and said, I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize Schumann and national pressure. And they all went. Hundreds of people lining the streets. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Literally, that's what the chant is. That's the new thing they all say now, right? So they're all there. And he gets up there. And he says, yeah, those people had these flags that said these bad things on them and this and that. He goes, but I want to remind you guys, I am the most popular of all time. That's what he said. 81 million votes, the most popular of all time. And there's a lot of guidelines with this, and I've read them extremely carefully. They say, Susan says that it's okay to say that, according to the Associated Press and Time magazine, the most popular and the most fortified of all time, right? And I think about that, and I'm like, well, okay, but this country was formed on the consent of the governed, right? And there's 19 people, and then there's hundreds of them chanting, let's go, Brandon. How long is that going to last? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not a prepping channel. Probably a lot of you guys are a lot smarter than that. I don't know. Just make sure you have, it's always good to have some extra food and water, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong with it, especially with inflation and how much the prices of everything are going up. Buy your jug of water for $1 now because it might cost you $2 in 6 months. Who knows? Hopefully it doesn't, but it might. I don't know, Gray Man. I think about that often, and I don't have an answer, okay? But I do think about it a lot. I do think about it a lot more than I should have to, because we got real life problems. Vehicles breaking down, people that are get sick, you know, all kinds of grief. We shouldn't have to be worried about these red flag laws, but we do have to worry. And you guys do need to get a hold of Joni Ernst and your Republican senators, because they're also wanting to put in sections 1201 and 1202. One of the misdemeanors they want to put in there, look, it's all in the wording. You literally have to look at what this stuff actually means. They want to put like what they call like stalkers in there. Now, you think to yourself, well, come on, man. I don't want to stick up for a stalker. Well, on its face, maybe you're a little bit old-fashioned like me. Maybe when you think stalker, that implies to you that there's somebody like, you know, peeking through the window a little bit and blah, 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 right? I think somebody said earlier, they asked a question. It was kind of funny. It was Bill Alexander. I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, right? But he said, I wonder who's taking off more boxers. Muhammad Ali or the former senator from California. What do they call her? Kamala. They call her Kamala, right? I mean, that's what she calls herself. It was something to do with that, right? So anyways, stalker. That sounds terrible. Like when I think of stalker, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we should protect women from stalkers a little bit. Now take away people's right to keep and bear arms. I don't know. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. It doesn't say asterisk unless they have a misdemeanor. Well, there is no asterisk there, but I digress, right? Until you start to read what the new definition of stalker, what they want it to be, that could actually be if you were like on social media liking too many of their posts and they like blocked you and then you were seen on their social media again. Yeah, that's part of the talk of they want to become a stalker. Look, some of these words that sound so bad at first, and they use this on purpose. This is not by accident. This is not because these aren't articulate people. No, they're doing it to try to program your brain, because you were probably brought up in a good upbringing, right? Your parents probably taught you right from wrong. And when you think of something like a stalker, you're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Till you read what they want to make the definition actually be, and you're like, oh. So someone that's razzing somebody on social media a little bit, it's crazy. So they literally are trying to take a whole section of people, okay, and make them fall into these prohibited people. So I'm just expanding a little bit on what John was talking about there in his article. So now they're talking about sections 1201 and 1202 provides greater funding to prosecute tens of thousands of NICS denials. This is very important. A lot of people come in and ask me in the comments, dude, I got denied. Now what? Hold on. Including law-abiding gun owners who received false positive denials. Hold on a minute. What's wrong with that? Well, everything's wrong with that. This is literally insane. False positive denial. Look, these people make a lot of mistakes. They do. I mean, these are people that it's now become actually mainstream news for once, outside of just the gun writers. It's mainstream. Literally, you can look this up. These are the people that just got busted, in my opinion, stealing. You can call it whatever you want, embezzling millions of taxpayer dollars by cheating on their pay classifications over the years. Well, some of them are very, very fine people that work there. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere in the ATF that's awesome. I get it. But as a whole, these don't seem to be the brightest. They don't seem to be the best of the best. That's what I've been gathering more and more every day. And they mess up on your background check and say denied. Well, hold on a minute. It's called buying and lying. Isn't that what it's called? Where you go in and you falsify a 4473, get denied. It's supposed to be a felony. And they haven't really prosecuted like anybody to date for it. I think they say like of the large number every year, there'll be like a handful they actually prosecute. Well, now they're wanting to pump it up. That's what this section's about, okay? Pump up a bunch of federal funding to prosecute tens of thousands of denials. Now, here's the thing. They're under a false assumption. They're assuming that you lied on the 4473 and got denied, even though I think it's, and if I'm wrong, correct me, guys, because I don't want to give out false information, but I don't have this number with me. I think it's 85% of all NICS check denials are actually false. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. So the vast majority of these denials, they're actually wrong. They just wrongly denied you. You didn't lie on your form. And I have people leave me comments all the time about this. Are one of two of those people lying? Maybe. Maybe they're lying here and there. I get it, right? But everyone's not lying. There's too many good people out there. See, here's the problem. They like to demonize gun people. I'm hanging out with like 150, 60 gun people right now. Look, I know better. It's not true. Gun people are some of the best people I've ever met in this world, and I can literally prove it. But no, they want to demonize, oh, that lying gun buyer, you know, because they're all just these type of people. Remember? The deplorables. You guys remember that? We were all called deplorables about 5 years ago, weren't we? Before the most fortified of all time, according to Time magazine, we were called deplorables in the election before that. So now they're going to start prosecuting people with NICS checks denials, even though 85% of them are wrong. What's happening, Smash Time? I see you over there. How you doing, man? Keep fighting the good fight. Well, you keep fighting the good fight too. I went over to Smash Time stream, strolled in there for a little bit, right? That's what Smash Time's doing right now. He's taking a stroll on through. Got to hang out with him last week. It was awesome, man. It was awesome seeing you, dude. Can't wait till I can see you again. He's an awesome guy. Make sure you check out his channel too. It's called Smash Time. He's in the chat. Got to hang out with him twice in real life. He's in Texas, okay? Like I said, he's in Texas, but we got you guys outnumbered. There's a lot of Michigan people in here right now, trust me. But anyways, so we're going through and they're like, gun people? Come on. So I'm in this just proves it. I'm literally in his chat and I'm like, hey man, what's up? Like 10 people pop out of the woodwork. Hey dude, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Smash Time gives me a warm welcome, you know, and yeah, guys are like, I'm looking forward to Friday night. But nope, according to this, look, I've met so many of you guys face to face. I feel like I know a lot of you well, consider so many of you good friends. I mean, we've been hanging out many hours together, a lot of us have. If you think about that, hour and a half, 2 hours every Friday night for years, we kind of get to know each other. But no, we know we know better though. That's what you need to let Joni Ernst and all these people know. No, I'm sorry. 85% of these people that get denied, these are false positives. Meaning they didn't lie on their 4473 form, but they still want to send tons of money to try to prosecute people for that. No thanks. That's literally insane. John Crump Live with a super chat. Thanks, man. Looks like he's kind of clarifying the record a little bit here. Okay. We'll do some research after the stream on this. This just kind of hit me right before I was ready to go live type of thing. But he's saying the gun CEO, and I'm purposely leaving the second part of that off, okay? Because of my good friend, I'm waiting for that dinner date, okay? The gun CEO did not give to Biden. Chris Callahan is not the CEO. Okay, so we'll have to figure out who he is. Maybe you guys can research that name. So make sure, it's good. We can bark up trees. You know what I'm saying? Just like Max said earlier, they're going to try to pull their teeth out. We can still bark and bite. Let's make sure we're barking up the right tree, though. You know what I mean? We don't want to just, randomly get on people for no reason. But people will come in. Okay, I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong on the conservative side. John Crump Live with another super chat. Thanks, dude. 95%. 95% are false denials. So there you go. So basically what I said, just with a higher extent of 95%. You know what I'm saying? There he is right there. There's Smash Time. Pop him up there. He looks good in real life. He even looks better in real life. He's a handsome dude, actually. There he is. Haha, from Texas. Thanks for the super chat, dude. I appreciate it. No, you know what I'm saying? You live there. Look, I like Texas people. I've just gotten to know them a little bit too well. They call it the Republic of Texas. See, that's the thing. Don't insult a Texan by saying the state of Texas. The Republic of Texas. They were their own country, actually, and some people say they still are. Hopefully they will be again soon, to be honest with you. Shout out to the channel moderator bot. Nice. Nice. Support 2A EDU outside of YouTube. Join locals. You can join totally free, guys. I'll be on there Friday night. Some of you guys are being generous and supporting there and keeping the wheels turning, but it's free. I'm going to have a stream over there tomorrow night, and I will be touching God's live. So shout out to the favorite. Haven't given him a shout out in a while. That's the most favorite. What should I call him? Z? I say him, but not quite sure what gender Modbot actually is. Lex Owens, ain't he from Tennessee? I don't know, unless he moved on me. Last time I checked, Smash Time is in Smash Time's in Texas. Alice Armitage, what's happening, man? Nice to see you here. I see you in some other chats that I frequent, and you're always one of the better dudes I see in there. So nice to see you, man. Alan 350 in Texas. Oh yeah, I know what's up. I gotta watch myself. Harry Grimley, smash the thumbs up, people. So there you go. Not because I'm asking you to, but it's just a little thing. Helps me at the algorithm just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Interested in 2A EDU merch. Hold on. I'm going to go through the rest of this. Thanks for reminding me. My merch is on Black Swan Tactical, okay? And that's where you can not get this hat, but they do have a Let's Go brand in there. So make sure you use my link down in the description, and you can see the 2A EDU merch from friends like Flying Rich. We've got Shooting Gallery NE over there hanging out. We've got tons of awesome people, okay? John Crump, he might have a little bit of stuff over there too. So definitely go over there and check out Black Swan Tactical. But I'm going to show you guys something. I have a last-ditch effort. I'm going to show you guys my parachute. If I can't get these trucks fixed, I think I'm going to enter into a new career, actually. One or two of you guys might know what I'm talking about too. I think I'm about to embark on a new career. But let's get through this. This is Violence Against Women Protection Act, because you guys might be impressed of what I'm working up here. I'm working up here. I'm ready to move to the big time, guys. Just wait and see. Wait and see. Judas Priest, hello from Wisconsin. Nice avatar, man. I like that. Nice, nice. Thanks, man. How's it going, Wisconsin? Drew 40 with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. Keep up the good fight, people. No, we literally need to. It's always been and always will be a battle of good versus evil. We can boil all this down to one thing. Good versus evil. And evil has always prevailed when good men do nothing. So if you're a good person, and I'm sure you are, we have to win. We have to win. Literally, we have to fight like hell to make sure this is never, ever, ever a communist country. Because if it goes away, it just ain't coming back. Period. You out of here, Bacon? Good night, man. I think someone said, the GD Bacon's leaving the room. Channel supporter. Thanks, man. Nice to see you, dude. He's got his own stream. He'll probably be streaming tonight. Ben Talk will be streaming tonight at about 1 a.m., I believe, Eastern time. I told you guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat. If I was wrong, blame me. I said, look, guys, come back at me. I said, go check his stream out. And I noticed there was about 10 different people, recognized some of the names that were in there hanging out. And I think you guys were having a good time. So make sure you guys go over there and check it out. See, look, no one's going to say they don't like it because it's a good stream. It's a good stream. All right. Let's go over here and look at this. This is just ridiculous, guys. We shouldn't have to worry about this. We have too many good things we need to worry about. We have too many real life problems to worry about. But now we have to worry about if you get a false positive denial. John Crump just reported 95%. Section 1203 provides special appointments and deputizations to prosecute new gun controls. So that's another way of saying, well, we're going to have so many more prohibited people and so many more people to arrest. Time to deputize more people and time to have more cops on the street. That's literally what they mean when they say that. More cops on the street, right? Look, there's some good cops out there, and there's some bad ones, but we don't need cops on the street to take guns away, do we? I don't think so. That's literally insane. Literally insane. And I have crap popping up on my windows I'm trying to get off. Yeah, man. GD Bacon, streaming tonight. Band Talk streaming tonight. These are good people. They really are. Skinny Rogers, what's happening? 100%. Cool, man. Okay, so here's something else I picked up. And I remember this was in the last Violence Against Women Act that didn't pass. But this one's Joni Ernst, the Republican. Look, she's the junior senator from Iowa, meaning the least seniority of the two. Well, Chuck Grassley is like about 110, so she's the junior senator. She's a Republican in Iowa, right? Generally a pretty Republican state. She's saying she sees a path forward to put it through. Look, most police are 2A, but not the ones that are going to be hired with specifically to go in and exercise gun control, right? I don't think so. Not those type aren't going to be. Well, if they are, they're not going to have their job very long, obviously. If their job is go take the guns, right? I don't know. And I'm not convinced that most police are pro 2A, to be honest with you. I used to think that, but sometimes things let you down when you grow up and you're still looking for the Easter Bunny and you're still looking for Santa Claus and you can't find them. I don't know. Sometimes it's like that old song, that old country song that I really like. Sometimes I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. Colin Smith, channel member. Thanks, man. He says, I'm in Iowa. Joni Ernst is doing what? Joni Ernst is the one negotiating with the Democrats for this Violence Against Women Act that has tons of anti-gun bills, like provisions of it, sections they call it, within the bill, including red flag laws and many other things. And it looks like as of right now, she's not willing to clarify, but from a previous interview she did, it looks like she's going to be on board with trying to get this passed with the gun control provisions in there. Now, we've had Hyde Smith come out and make a definitive statement, okay, to AmmoLand. And that's the article. I'm going to link it down in the description, okay? But, yeah, the Republican Joni Ernst, especially if you live in Iowa. But we can all call their office, email it, you know what I mean? They keep a tally, it's called, right? I'm going to leave this article to AmmoLand down in the description. It has the HR number. You'll reference that. And just say, hey, I'm all for protecting women, obviously, duh, right? But you need to get rid of all the anti-gun stuff or else. And then that's up to you. Or else what? Well, you can say, let's go Brandon if you want, to the former vice president. But with them, you know, I always thought it's nice to say something like, and the primaries are coming up. And I will make sure that I vote for your primary opponent if you let any of this gun control pass. So you need to get on that, Colin. Your call is going to probably weigh a little bit higher than mine, to be quite honest with you. Okay? When you write her or call her, you're going to tell her that you're an Iowan and that you're going to hold her accountable on the Second Amendment. Look, guys, it's right on the fringe. It's on the cusp. Gun control is imminent to be passed right now through the Senate. But the fact that Hyde Smith just backed off a little bit, we can get Joni Ernst to back off. Make sure if you're in Maine, you're hitting up Susan Collins like crazy. She's always kind of a swing voter. Some of the Pennsylvania people, Mike McClune was in the House earlier. So anyone else that might be in Pennsylvania, get on Toomey, okay? His name's Toomey. He's been right on the cusp before, okay? Judas Priest just became a channel member. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. A YouTube member. Go over there. All you members, don't forget, I made a special community post for you guys with a video link. I'm working on giving something away, and I've got a whole trunk full. But that was pretty cool, okay, what I showed you guys. So if you're a Patreon supporter, go check out your Patreon. There was a link to a video for you there. the channel members and the local supporters. So make sure you guys check that. A lot of you guys don't check those community posts. That's the way I reach out and provide exclusive content to the members here, and just stuff that's thanking a little bit, you know. But if you guys want my extra content where I'm touching guns and streams and doing stuff I can't do on YouTube, I'm gonna say it's 98%, okay, of it is available totally free on Locals, guys. Links down in the description. So there you guys go. So look, if you're a channel member, I can't completely put up some of the stuff on Locals to the channel members just because they won't let me. It's still on YouTube. But I still do my giveaway stuff to you guys, right? That's just a little thanks. You guys help make it all possible to go on that trip, obviously, right? To get that stuff that I didn't get for myself, I got for you. But go over to Locals so that you can get all the bonus content that you want too. So I'm talking, look, just by being a free Locals member, you can get that. Because I know a lot of you guys support me in so many ways. If you're supporting me here, I'm not asking you to also support on Locals. Just go over there for free so you can get some of that extra content. And that'll make me feel better, like I'm giving you guys a little more for all of your generosity. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. I want you guys to be able to, you know, watch all that content and hang out over there, you know. Susan Collins is supporting the bill. So get a hold of Susan Collins, guys. You know what we need to do, Crump? One of us, maybe you, maybe me, maybe both. We need to come up with a list, okay, of all these Republicans. But get a hold of Susan Collins in Maine. Now, Joni Ernst is the most powerful one right now. Iowa, just pound her. Make her dizzy from the concussion of the noise. Don't touch her. I mean, like you're banging on her door so hard, as the saying goes. Let our staff come in and be like, Senator, we have a problem, amigo. Your primary opponent, they just went up 10 points today. That's how you fight back against these people. Do they care about your rights? Of course they don't care about your rights. If they cared about your rights, they do what Rick Nieper was saying earlier, okay? Rick Nieper was saying, why don't any of these Republicans, right here, why don't Republican leaders take back the bets that Dems have taken away for so many years? Because they won't care, but they do care about getting elected. Being a United States Senator is an extremely powerful position, and they don't ever want to give that power up. So, yeah, get involved, guys. Look, this is one that, here's the thing. As of right now, it's going to pass. Nationwide red flag laws, all these things. If you're just joining the stream tonight, go back. Someone's going to come in the comments. I've never had a troll before, but I do have some people that get a little ornery. It took him an hour and a half to spit it out. It's like, dude, this is a live show. I'm hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just sit there and be like, ladies and gentlemen, the lecture tonight will be about the Violence Against Women Act. Now we will proceed to section 1203. Under subsection 1203, we will now see the first article of contention. Do you guys want that? No. I want to hang out with you guys. Come on. I want to hang out with you guys. Someone's like, two-way EDU. It took him an hour to get to the point. It's like, excuse me. It took me an hour and a half because I'm hanging out with like a couple hundred awesome people within the chat. I'm not going to apologize for that. So don't worry about it. If you guys weren't here, why would I even possibly sit there and talk to myself? You know what I'm saying? Bits bite, same difference, Rick. Chuck R, what's happening, Chuck R? How you doing, man? Nice to see you, dude. Dude, times are tough. Like I said, I can't even afford tea, but I'm good. No, I can afford tea. I just ran out of it. I like to drink quite a bit of tea. I actually left it in the fridge for a while, and I don't know. It sat in there too long, so I had to throw it out, and then I'm going to get some more because I went out of town. I did some awesome stuff. Wait till you guys see the footage that I got from PSA. Are you kidding me? Like, wow. You guys are going to like it. I have to go through and blur out faces and do different things, by the way. So, but I'll get it going. I have a deadline of something that I have to have completed by this next Friday, and then I'm going to get to editing. So if anybody likes PSA right here, okay, it's called PSA. Dude, literally watch the making. AKs, ARs, just amazing, completely amazing. And if some of you guys saw that top secret video that I put out, you'll know what I'm talking about. I gave you guys a little hint, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. What do I feel about the GOA? Dude, I've been supporting the GOA for a long time now, okay? I know people at the GOA. I was hanging out with Jordan. I can't remember her first name, but his lovely wife and a couple other people down in Georgia. This is the GOA. By the way, I got some swag from that table. And I'm going to be giving some of that out too to you guys soon when I get situated to do that giveaway from all the range day stuff. But here's the deal, guys. GOA is a no compromise gun rights group. They litigate and they sue, which right now their lawsuit is called the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals in Western Michigan. That is the one lawsuit that hinges upon bump stocks on its face, but it's really about Chevron deference. And if we win this GOA lawsuit that's going on right now, it's going to basically completely hamper, if not stop outright, these firearms frames and receivers definitions, these braces. And I put that in the title for a reason, because that's something really important that you guys really, really need to be watching for right now, because that's also on the cusp. It's going to go through, guys, unless or until we win in the Sixth Circuit or other means. There's many other means, but we'll just say other means, right? That might be able to be done to stop it. But yeah, GOA, look, no compromise gun lobby. They also lobby. They get a hold of politicians and say, well, if you're going to vote for this, we're going to let our millions of members know about it. They're not going to be so happy. And that power that you love, that power grab that they're just like, ugh. You guys know what I'm talking about. They want it more than anything, these people in the United States Congress. GOA holds them accountable to it. So, if ever, because look, nothing's perfect in this world. It really isn't. If I ever see Jordan Stein messing up, if I ever see my good friend John Crump messing up, I'm going to let you guys know immediately. I'll call out John Crump so fast it's not even funny, because he's my friend and because he's such a big patriot. You guys know what I'm saying? But look, I've not seen them compromise yet. So if you want to ask me, the GOA, in my opinion, there's other ones too. But you didn't ask me about them. There's some that are not so good. There's some that are pretty darn good. But GOA is probably the most no-compromise gun lobby out there. And I've not seen them mess up yet. So that's how I feel about the GOA. Okay? And I'm just a regular member like you all are. So there you go. Oscar Madrigal. Madrid? I'm mispronouncing your name, man. I'll just call you Oscar. Thanks for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it, man. Madrigal. I think I did it okay. That's all right. People mess up my name all the time, too. So, there you go. I get it. Jane Locke, what did you think of that former vice president? What about the Let's Go Brandon chant? What did you think? We need to turn Michigan bright red and eliminate all the blue characters. Run them across the UP and into Minnesota. Ooh. Is there anyone from Minnesota here? They're like, no, don't run them up in here. Well, they can just keep going north. The actor up there, what do they call him? The prime minister? The guy that's an actor, they'll like him up there. We'll send him up there. But, shout out to the Canadian viewers. There's actually some pretty staunch, freedom-loving Canadians out there, too. Fluffy, 10mm Jeep guy, went to Huron Valley. That's like just down the road from one of my locations. Awesome, man. It is a nice place. Barbershop, restaurant in there, range, really nice. Now, my favorite shop is Supermatch G&A, okay? One of my best friends owns the place. Awesome guy. He's been helping out the channel since day one, guys. So if you're ever, Huron Valley, I'm not trying to steal the thunder. You just reminded me of local gun shop. Supermatch G&A. He's been helping me out. And I don't mean like sponsor. He's not paying me money. He's not giving me free guns. But he helps me with little things that you guys would be really, really surprised on. Okay? Helps me with transfers a little bit. Just little stuff like, hey, dude, can you get me some of this ammo? Yeah, but I only have, and he'll set it aside for me. Just little things that aren't 100% tangible, but really, really help a lot. Especially when you're like me and have no connections whatsoever. So if you're ever in the New Hudson area, he's talking about Huron Valley, and then Supermatch G&A if you're in Newport, Michigan. Yep, Liberty not licensed. They did. The feds filled both Michigan and Minnesota with refugees for decades. And the politics show it. It's true. Now I'm going to show you guys the new thing I'm going to do, possibly for a profession coming up here, okay? I need to get those lawns cut somehow or another. But if I can't, I think I have a new profession. But I'm going to go over one real quick thing before I do that, before we wrap up this Violence Against Women Act. And I'm actually going to share a little bit Now, John's article was better, okay? It was. Okay, I like John Crump more, but they did put something in this other article that I wanted to share with you guys real quick that talks a little bit more about where I said, well, hold on a minute. This is from Bearing Arms, okay? I'm like, hold on a minute. Because right now, for it to be domestic violence and there's supposed to be a domestic partner. Yeah, I know. We can't call it husband and wife anymore. It's domestic partner, okay? Domestic partner. Politically correct. Politically correct, right, Susan? Politically correct, Susan Wiki. Okay. Your domestic partner. But here's the thing. Susan could be my partner. Hold on. I'll tell you guys before I even get into this, okay? To my lovely wife that's like literally like gorgeous and just perfect, and I love her so much. Happy anniversary. This is my anniversary tonight, guys. If you guys can believe it, it's been 10 years. So, wow, it's been amazing. It's gone by. I've never touched a woman besides my wife and never ever will. Like literally. You're thinking, well, you're all right, dude. You know, your wife's cool as heck, and she is. Literally, I couldn't be possibly more serious. Have never and will never touch another woman besides my wife, but I could still get red flagged. And Susan Wiki could be my domestic partner because it's going to expand. It's going to expand the definition of partner to include people. Let me pull this up here. Okay. It says, for example, under the heading, prohibited persons convicted of misdemeanor crimes against dating partners and subject to protection orders, the Act says nothing in this paragraph may be construed to require the sexual contact between two persons have occurred to establish the existence of any relationship for purposes of this paragraph. Wow. For purpose of this paragraph, the term dating partner means, with respect to person, a person who has been in a social relationship of a romantic or intimate nature with the person. Now, hold on a minute. I've never touched, will never touch. It's not even that romantic, but I have had to several times. I've told you guys that I have had to buy her flowers before just to keep this stream up. Okay? Look, she has a crush on me. I get it. Most women do. I can't help it. But I had to reciprocate and buy flowers once or twice. I just couldn't help it. That could actually now, under this new act, Susan Wiki is going to come and red flag me. You know what I'm saying, guys? Thanks for all the happy anniversary wishes. I appreciate it. Shout out to Misty Wayne, by the way. Misty Mrs. Wayne. Isn't this cute? I love it. It's cool as heck. And several other designs, obviously. I mean, yeah. She did it up good. Remind me tomorrow night on Locals. I'm going to give a couple of those away over there. All right. A social. Hold on. Let me read this one more time here. So, Susan has a crush on me a little bit. You know what I mean? Obviously, I get that. I sent her some flowers a few times. No, that was mainly for the purposes of I specified to the florist, don't cut the thorns. Long thorned, long stemmed, and I paid extra for extra long thorned stemmed roses, right? Okay. Sent that to her. Think about it. Let me read this real quick. I want to grab that super chat before Susan takes it away from me. All right. It says, nothing in this paragraph may be construed to require that sexual contact between two persons have occurred to establish the existence of any relationship. And then it says the term dating partner means, with respect to person, a person who is or has been in a social relationship of a romantic or intimate nature with the person. Well, hold on a minute. Now, this is literally nuts, and this is why they're calling this out. And this is why, trust me, this has nothing to do with, do we want guys to beat their wife? No. Do we love women? Obviously. But Violence Against Women Act does not need to include all this garbage. If you're just joining, I talked about a bunch of it earlier tonight. So let's see here. Relationship. Okay, that's obvious what that means. Social relationship. So you're socializing, talking. They call it social media. You could be tweeting them. You could tweet heart emojis to somebody, and that could be perceived as romantic or intimate nature with the person. Intimate doesn't mean sexual. In fact, it says the exact opposite up there. May not be construed to require that sexual contact occurred. So intimate just means something that's very close, right? Close and personal. So you could have all kinds of stuff that I would never consider to be somebody's partner or somebody's spouse or any of these types of things. This is in there, and I'm glad they called that out. What do you guys think about this? Can you guys make sense of this, or is it literally just me that's just sitting there going, ugh. So I sent Susan 1 or 2 extra heart emojis. I mean, I'm just playing the game to stay online. To her, it was intimate. Sent her a couple dozen roses here and there. Not because I liked her, just because I wanted to be able to hang out with you guys on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, oh, Pete. So there you go. A stalker could mean somebody you tweeted a few too many times. There you go. Take the guns first, then due process. Being in a relationship, somebody could mean no romance whatsoever, actually. And that you never actually touch them in any type of sexual way. Makes no sense. None. Zip. Zero. Yeah, Gary, it does suck to do an interpretation on everything. They do. They go through and everything. You look at words and you're like, oh, well, come on. Domestic partner obviously means this. Till you find out it doesn't actually mean that at all. MSB 9021 with the generous super chat. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Nice looking dog, by the way. You got your dog in order. I know you do. Keep your dog in order. Look, we shouldn't have to worry about this. Get a hold of Joni Ernst, Susan Collins, all of them. Get a hold of all of them and say, it's called primary. Get this crap out of here, or we're going to be very eager to go to the primary elections. Tell them that. Use that word. They like it. It's the favorite word of a politician. Looking forward to the primary if you can't cut this crap out of here. It says, just remember, folks, when they come for your neighbor's stuff, all the chance in the world do no good if you only cower in your own homes. Yeah, there's a lot to that. And you know why we say evil's always prevailed when good people do nothing? Because we've seen this happen before, haven't we? I know that's what MSB's talking about. Look, we've had it where they came through and they said, well, it's just my neighbor, you know. I'm all right still. And then it was their other neighbor. Then it was someone across town. And then before you know it, they came for them. And there was nobody left to fight. We've seen this happen before, literally. Literally, just one at a time. Plinking them up. Things like that. Lots of bad stuff's happened. Lots of, like, very, very bad things have happened. And yeah, you're right. There's a lot to that. There's a lot to that. I'm going to read this one more time, and you guys should think about this because sometimes we don't talk about that enough. And it can mean many things. You're all very smart people, okay? We won't elaborate too much on here. But it says, when they come for your neighbor's stuff, all the chance in the world do no good if you only cower in your own homes. Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom to that, actually. He's my best bud, all 95 pounds of him. Awesome, awesome. That would suck to be the ATF agents going after that dog. I don't think it'd work out too good. We don't want that to happen, do we? MaxShot62, take that super chat and take Mrs. 2A out on the town. She's going to a Halloween party tomorrow night. Her and who I call baby girl, okay? I call her baby girl on here because, well, I don't want Susan to know her real name, but my little baby girl and my lovely wife, gosh, you said to add it up. 10 years, that's a lot. I know there's some of you guys, congratulations, probably been married 10, 20, 30, 40 years, but for me, it's a lot. My dad tells me, you know, I introduced her, he's like, gee, son, I never thought you was the marrying kind. He did say this, it's true. I'm like, well, I'm not. And he's like, well, what about, you were getting married to her? I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. Just hang out with her, look at her, like, duh. So there you go. There you go. Mrs. 2A took a guy that wasn't the marrying kind and never looked back. Never looked back. Now, according to this red flag law, I'm now officially a domestic partner of Susan, apparently. But besides that, Never looked back. Didn't regret 1 minute. Hopefully I can have another 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Denny's plant-based journey. What's happening, Denny? Speaking of which, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Baby girl, as I'm going to call her right now. She is so happy. Dude, we're going to do a Legos. We're going to do a Legos video. She wants to do one, okay? The most viewed videos, my Legos videos, right? Oh yeah. Sounds like your dad has great wisdom. No, guys, it is what it is. I understand. A lot of people, you don't want to get married, and that's probably a smart decision too. I don't know. If it happens, it happens. And then if it happens, you're really lucky. Some of you are really lucky to not be married. It's situational for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It is. There's no one size fits all, but we don't want people, though, that isn't our wife or isn't our actual girlfriend. Look, you know what it means. You've got common sense, but you can't just use your common sense anymore. You actually have to look at what these laws mean. You know what it means if someone's your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It means you're sleeping with them. It's called a sexual relationship. And then this definition literally says the exact opposite. No sexual relationships required at all for them to be a domestic partner and red flag you. So, yeah, could just be somebody that you tweeted things to or whatever the heck it is. That's in there right now. That's in there. That's in this bill that apparently Susan Collins and probably Joni Ernst are comfortable with, and some other Republicans. Ron Wayne, 21 years. Wow, dude. You are blessed, man. Awesome, dude. Denny's plant-based journey, 33 years. Wow, you guys are doing good. Congratulations, for real. What are we talking about? Those times you were a selfish lover with your ex, she's going to get you back. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Look, there's people in here who have done it before. I get it. If you kind of sort of cheated a little bit or something, or maybe she actually cheated on you or he did. Look, it's called a scorned woman sometimes. You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're going to get you back. Yeah, toxic residue. There you go. It's what it's going to do. So we need to oppose those vehemently. Vehemently. What's going on here? Ting Ting? She's basically, it's her way of saying you're nothing but just a young lad still. Band Talk. Oh, Band Talk's a young guy. He is young, but he's kind of beyond his years and wisdom. Is that a good way to describe you, Band Talk? I mean that as a compliment. He doesn't look a day over in his late 20s, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing. Look at this. Mr. and Mrs. Pillbox Bunker. 53 years in January. Dude. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Jane Locke saying, Huron Valley Molly Pitcher's having a Patriot breakfast Saturday, 10 a.m. Like tomorrow, Saturday? What do you guys think about my Let's Go Brandon hat? It's a derivative of Let's Go Brandon. Let's put it that way. Gregory Giovanni, what's happening, man? Another supporter of the channel. Nice to see you, dude. Liberty not licensed. There you go. 35 years, he says. She's a bit like God. Long suffering. Uh-oh. See you later, Rick Nieper, who I know is also a very happily married man. Just watch it, guys, though. Watch it. It doesn't mean they're not talking about your wife or your girl here. They're talking about, yeah, we need to oppose these red flag laws. Get a hold of the senators right now because the Republican that's negotiating with the Dems sees a clear path forward. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering what I'm going to be doing here. Let's see what you guys think. Remember the former vice president, they call him, and many, many other things. You guys ever heard of his son? They call him, Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter, remember? Where's Hunter? Well, he's selling artwork. And I said, you know what? Let's go Brandon on this one. The former vice president's son, they call him Where's Hunter and many, many other things. He opened himself an art gallery. And I said, well, I'm going to resist all their gun control, okay? I'm going to fight like hell to keep this from becoming a communist country. But at a certain point, you got to give the dog his due. It's called artwork and having an art gallery. So I did what anybody with a brain would do. First of all, I was smart enough to partner up with Black Swan Tactical. And that's where you can get all the official 2A EDU merch. But there's more. So I went over to Black Swan Tactical, and I'm going to unveil for the first time here in front of all of you. This is what they call a live showing. This is called the Where's Hunter live showing. Obviously. What the heck else would somebody do? 2 trucks broken down. Gun tube channel, where I have the generous, like literally most generous people ever who help support the channel, but they still demonetize 3/4 of the regular videos. So I've gotten into the artwork business. What do you guys think? The official 2A EDU artwork gallery. Where's Hunter? Now you guys thought his artwork was valuable. I think I'm going to be doing all right. I told you guys. I'm going to pray on it. And God said, look. I said, where's Hunter? And he said, open a art gallery. No, I actually haven't prayed on this yet. My second truck went down today. God's probably going to tell me to literally hook up a harness to myself and drag my trailer. But on the bright side, I'm putting a new iron in the fire, boys. What do you guys think? Pumping air into the tire without fixing the hole. Come on, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude. If you're having a hard time in life, just start your own art gallery. It's the easiest, most honest way to make a living. What do you guys think? What do you guys think for real? I can't put it there or it's going to cover up Lamy. This is an actual canvas too. For all the doubt of me, this is literally wrapped canvas, okay? And a couple anchor points. So, just as you thought Hunter was getting the best of us, he ain't got nothing on me now. I'm officially in artwork, of all things. You guys want to know what's funny, though? You can ask John Crump. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. We're going through this whole thing talking. It's like, yeah, dude, coffee cup. That's awesome. Couple hats, couple shirts, patches. Toxic Patch Co. Makes the patches. Future Felons of America. Yeah, I said arm braces in the title. Braces. About 40 million people could be potential felons if prosecuted, convicted. That's what this is about, to raise awareness about this ruling, right? The 2A EDU patch. And then he said, you know what? You talk about Where's Hunter and the former vice president so much, we may as well get you a piece of artwork going. So I think I'm the only one that's bought one so far, but it's okay. It's okay. That's where I'm going to get my next $1 million from. I know it. I just have a feeling. What do you guys say? $1 million? You think I'll... Colin Smith, ATF, 2 + 2 = machine gun. Yeah. Yeah. 2 + 2 = 3 and also equals machine gun. Yeah. The Green Oak, what's happening? Only 20 years? That's a long time, man. Dwayne K, what's happening, Dwayne? Sporting the armed teddy bear right there. Sporting the Let's Go Brandon teddy bear. Gregory DiGiovanni, what's happening, dude? Thanks for the super chat. Masterpiece compared to that tool's work. Have you guys seen his artwork? They said, what does he do? He throws paint at it or something? I don't know. He goes down on the floor, right? They said, where's Hunter? Well, he's down underneath the table because they had spaghetti for dinner and he was grabbing the Parmesan cheese off the floor. So he grabs the Parmesan cheese, fires it up, and then does artwork. Well, guess what? There's a new cowboy in town, Hunter. So that's literally why John Crump made this available, because all of my Where's Hunter jokes and former vice president jokes that I've done over the last couple of years. I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't even believe it. Like, literally. Yeah, Jeff, you were reading my mind. I was just about to say it. Okay, hold on a minute. Just think about this. Literally got on there and they said, well, the security of the United States is one of the most important jobs of the president. If elected, sir, what would you do? We're going back to the election, or the whatever, right? People call that many things too. We'll go back to the whatever of 2020, right? And they asked him, what will you do to keep the country safe of foreign enemies invading? And he said, I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize Shubin and national pressure. And then he got up there and he said, where am I? What's going on? I'm Joe Biden, and I'm running for the United States Senate. And then he said, I'm Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband. Do you guys remember that? But what really made him surge in the polls, there was 19 people there to support him, hundreds yelling, "Let's go Brandon and Howell." But the most popular and most fortified of all time, he got up there on the stage and they were cheering. They were cheering wildly, as loud as they could. There was 12 people. Do you guys remember that? There was 12 people out there. They had these circles. Now this is in like this big stadium, outdoor stadium. Every 50, 60 feet, there was this little circle, and they stood in the middle of it, and they said, "There's only 6 people here." So they hurried up and grabbed 6 media members and had them each stand in their own circle. They all stood there like, literally. So there's 12 people, 6 of our media sitting, and he's up there. "Lead an effective strategy to mobilize human and dominant acid of pressure." And then he got on there and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is my wife. This is my daughter." Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. They switched on me. "This is my daughter and this is my wife." And then all 12 people went slow. Golf clap. The most popular and fortified of all time. His son's crawling around on the ground. He's crawling under the table, right? Looking for every last granule of Parmesan cheese. He's an artist. I mean, when you put all that into, yeah. It's obvious why. Obvious why we have this former vice president. So, just for the people that were wondering, I saw a couple people. I saw at least 2 people tonight. They said, "Hold on, 2A EDU." And I'll read all the chat this weekend, guys. I appreciate all of you guys being in here. Can't keep up with quite all of it right now, but I'm going to see some of the best chats and be like, dang it, I missed a couple of them. But I don't want to miss Jonathan James. What's happening, man? How you doing, buddy? So anyways, so like 2 people, they literally said, "But how are we in this place? How did this happen?" I'm like, it's obvious. It's obvious. With these booming speeches and rallies, they said this is the record rally. There's 12 people. 6 are media. Son's an artist. Parmesan cheese. I mean, there you go. If anyone had any doubts, it's pretty obvious at this point why. At least it makes sense to me. Right, Alden Davis? How's it going, Alden Davis? Nice to see you in here. Guns, Arts, and Crafts. What's happening, man? Art's objective. Yes. And his objective is Pooey, right? What do you guys think, though? Well, look, he's called Guns, Arts, and Crafts. This is real artwork, right? Do you think I'm going to make it somewhere? Someday I want to be somebody. Can you guys let me know? Am I ever going to be able to make it? He was sitting there doing this little YouTube channel and having a great time, and then all of a sudden, the official art gallery. All right, Denny's plant-based journey with a super chat. Thanks, Denny. I appreciate it, man. Since you're following the Hunter plan, here's a little advance on your next laptop. Ooh, Canvas, Parm, or trip to Russia or China. Ooh, laptop's over there. I need that so I can still stream with you guys next time I go out of town. So no laptop for me. I think I'm just gonna go with I do like Parmesan cheese though. I actually do. I do like Parmesan cheese. It's really good. If you're making like an Alfredo sauce, that's with Parmesan cheese is one of the main ingredients in there, isn't it? For sure. How much is the art going for? I don't know. Let me know. I need you guys' help. Let me know, guys. How much would this art sell for? What do you guys think? How much is this worth? I'm trying to become one of the most powerful people in the United States, obviously. So let me know what it's worth. Do I have to sign it? And if I did sign it, it would probably decrease the value, but you know, I'll figure it out. Alden Davis, you didn't even. Come on, man. Oh, I thought we were boys. Come on, man. Look at this guy. Thanks for the super chat, Alden. And the channel member. I like you, dude. I hate to say I sold my G2 and bought a Kimber Micro 9. I hope you like your Kimber, man. He'll be back. My Kimber jammed on me, and I had to buy 4 G2Cs for the price. Nah, dude, just save up some more money afterwards, and you'll get your G2C again. How many people have a Taurus G2C out there? I'm included in that group. G3C, awesome. G3, GX4, TX22. Maybe you guys are revolver guys. I don't know. Let me know. One person's going to have the G2S. Shout out to the Taurus Spectrum. Alden's looking for a G3. No, the trigger's a little better. The trigger's a little better on the G3C and G3. I like the trigger on the GX4, by the way. I showed a brand new GX4 in a video. I mean, I'm going to show the GX4 on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. But the particular video I was showing it in with the other stuff I was doing, I can't show on YouTube. So if you guys want to see a brand new GX4 that I just bought, I bought it with my own money. Check it out. It's kind of a special, I don't want to say limited edition, but it's like a special run of it. It's different than your normal GX4, and it's like a smoking steel. So go check that video out on Locals that I posted up yesterday. It's a really, really cool one, and it's actually cheaper than the all black one, and it looks really nice. I like it a lot. But you can't promote makers or sellers on here. Can't get her mad. Ooh. I left her in the truck for 2 days, but don't want to get her any more mad. So, yeah. Okay, John's coming back again. Thanks for another super chat, John. He said, I was able to verify the original owner of guns gave to Biden, but he sold the company years ago and no longer owns guns. Okay. I think you need to write a story, John, because there's a lot of stuff going on with that right now. Maybe you did already read a story or write a story, and if you didn't, I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But yeah, get in there and get that story going, John. The most read, literally, guys, right here, John Crump, the most read Second Amendment author. Was it in the country or the world? I'm going to assume the world. Do they even have gun magazines in other countries? Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. Much love to you too, Ting Ting. Nice to see you tonight, she says. And I'm going to be reading her comments. I already know what she's going to say. Remember earlier I started off, let me know, women. Do you like the patronizing Violence Against Women Act? I already know Ting Ting's going to have some good comments that I'll go back and check those out. But come on, Alden. Come on, man. I don't know. No, I just met so many of you guys from doing my Taurus videos, and Taurus gun owners are usually pretty cool. Kimber gun owners are all right, to a point. Don't get me wrong. Pillbox Bunker with his PT99. There's some PT92 people out there. Heck yeah. Punch's Resales has got 5, to be honest. I hear you. I do like these pistols a lot. John Stokes, what's happening, John? Nice to see you, man. He says, I do both. Right on. We've got Gort. What's happening, Gort? Thanks for supporting the channel, guys. All you channel members and stuff in here. G3C. Nice. No, the G3C is cool, too. I like them all. Literally, my brother wanting to get into a pistol. He's had a shotgun and stuff for a number of years. And he's like, dude, I want to start carrying a pistol. And I said, G3 Toro. So that's sitting at the local gun shop waiting for him to pick it up right now. You guys have been to the Capitol with me. I've open carried. Hi, Susan. On Locals tomorrow night, I'll touch guns, I promise, while I'm live. Okay? Carried my G3 open plenty of times. 17-round mag with the red bloody wheel spacer in there, right? 15-round mag on tap in the pocket. Oh, yeah. I like to carry my extra mag in my pocket quite a bit. Do any of you guys do that? Weekend trips and no story. Come on, Crump. Last time you went on a trip, you had to write 9 articles. That's no excuse. Oh, you're slipping. All right, John. Look, guys. I'm going to go through this real quick here, okay? And then we're going to get off of here, okay? Mike McClune with the super sticker. Thanks, man. I'm going to open up my other window and see what we got going on. Thanks, Mike. You've always been such a generous supporter. I appreciate you, man. Number 1 Second Amendment journalist in the world, John Crump. Not for long, because he's not going to write his story this weekend, but we'll cut him a little slack, okay? Howell, Michigan. They said 20 people. We'll go with that, I guess. It was 19. Lead an effective strategy to mobilize human national pressure. And then it looked like this. You looked out there and they were gone. Okay. Hundreds of people lying on the streets. The most popular And I would note, according to Time magazine, highly fortified of all time. Okay, literally. Hundreds of people. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. 19 people, slow golf clap, most fortified of all time. Number one writing journalist of all time, and soon to be the number one artist of all time. I mean, you guys are going to be lucky to get to say that you knew me when I was just merely 2A EDU. They're going to be calling me like the 2A EDU by the time I get this artwork gig going. So you guys will say, dude, you and your friends will be talking. You'll see this on TV. And they'll say, Schumann and National Pressure, 2A EDU's artwork just sold for, give me a bid, $1, $2, 50 million, $50 million. The 2A EDU. And you'll be like, yeah. Liberty not licensed. Will be nudging his friend. I knew him when he was just merely 2A EDU. I'm OG like that, right? So there you guys go. You guys are lucky tonight. You got to talk about the most fortified and popular of all time, hang out with the most viewed journalist of all time, and soon to hang out with the most popular selling artist of all time. So just consider yourselves lucky, you know what I'm saying? And we have the Next Time Tactical Hippo from Mike McClune, which he's known for, and I do like that Tactical Hippo. Even though, like, some of the iterations of him are definitely NFA items. All right, I'm going to take another peek at the chat here, and then I'm going to get off because it's already been like 2 hours somehow. Wow, that's crazy. See what you guys do? You're keeping me up past my bedtime because it's just a lot of fun to hang out with you guys. Oh, boy. Gregory, I'm going to read this. You guys are cracking me up. Gregory with another super chat. Thanks, dude. Extra mag in the pocket is standard operating procedure. Stick mag in the glove box. Yeah, when I'm walking around outside the vehicle, I know a lot of people have the nice mag holders, and Forge Tech makes a really nice holster that I use, and he has a really nice mag carrier. Me, I just kind of like the mag in the pocket. You know what I mean? Don't like Susan to know all my secrets. She's like, is that a gun in your pocket? I'm like, no. It's just my 15-round GX magazine. Come on. It's just my G3 magazine. What did you think it was, Susan? No. We're never, ever getting back together. Like, literally. Even though we were never together. But I bought her flowers, so by the Violence Against Women Act, apparently we were, right? I'm just going to read a couple more chats here, guys. Gregory Dia Giovanni says, the artist formerly known as that YouTube GX4 guy. Oh, my gosh. You guys are hilarious. I'm going to have fun with reading some of these comments. Could you guys imagine? Just hold on 1 minute before I get off here. Could you imagine someone walks in here? It's their first time they've ever watched this stream. And they're like, who the heck is this dude? He's literally saying, you will know me before I was known as the 2A EDU with the $50 million artwork. And they didn't even like have any of the context. They don't know that I've been saying the former vice president and where's Hunter? They know. Could you just imagine if someone literally strolls on in here, like right when I'm in the middle of, I'm like, you guys are lucky to know me before I become known as. Hopefully you guys fill them in a little bit. This is what's going to happen. Somebody will come in the chat tomorrow and they'll be like, what the heck's wrong with this guy? He seriously thinks someone's going to buy that artwork for 50 million? And they'll come in there with all these emojis. You can just feel their blood pressure churning up. And I'll be like, geez, dude, calm down. You're going to have a stroke. And then they'll come back. They'll be like, I'm going to skull Brandon you to death. And yeah, it's funny. Someone will come in tomorrow. He only watched like the exact 30 seconds of the video, right? It's all right. You know what's cool about these live streams? Literally, eventually, I think, what do they say? There's 100 million gun owners in the United States, right? So it's impossible for me to have more than 100 people say, came for the guns, left for the politics. So I think I've had about 999,900 people vocally espouse that they unsubbed from the channel because I dared talk about politics, as if you can even have guns without politics. So only 10 more, and no one will ever be able to unsub from these streams again because literally every gun owner except for the 130 people right now already will have been. So there you guys go. I'm planning on, you guys see the writing on the wall. I'm obviously trying to shift this channel over to artwork in the near future, but yeah, we'll do some gun videos we'll do some gut videos in the meantime a little bit. So there we go. Brown Wayne, that should be the next Mona Lisa. Ask Crump. He might still be in here. Ask him why he created it. What I'm telling you guys is 100% serious. I said, where's Hunter? And then John goes, dude, you know I can actually get access to like stretch canvas prints. I'm like, no, there's no way. He's like, well, you have to still have your own Parmesan cheese, but I can get you a stretched canvas print. I said, well, the Parmesan's easy. I'll take that out of the old lady's fridge at home. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty easy to do. Denny's plant-based journey. You can't be imitating Biden and not staying up all night and being fine passed out on the floor in the morning. Oh, that's just getting ready to start. I'm going to get off here in 2 seconds. 3 cans of Parmesan on deck in the fridge over there. Psh, yeah. You guys just wait. You guys just wait. I'll be churning out some artwork all night long. All right. Good night, Scott Williams. It's getting past my bedtime, too. So thanks for another super chat, Denny's plant-based journey. I appreciate it, man. Came for the llama, stayed for the artwork. So that is an awesome way to end the stream tonight. Came for the llama, stayed for the artwork, obviously. I don't blame you guys for being here at all, now that I look at all of this. Seriously, guys, we have to have a little bit of fun. Get a hold of those Republican senators, okay? Get a hold of the senators. I'm going to plug a link in the description when I'm done. And talk to Susan about whether she wants to run ads on this video. If you noticed, I turn them off during the live streams now. And I talked to her about that afterwards just to help you guys out a little bit. So I'm going to go hang out with her, grab some Parmesan cheese, put Lami to bed, and got to make that next $1 million. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are totally awesome. Just stay strong. We need to be serious when it's time, but we got to have a little bit of fun too. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading that chat, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing as many of you guys as possible over on my local stream. Links in the description. Tomorrow night, probably around 9:30-ish or so. So I'll be posting it up on there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.